So you are looking for the best video to understand what happens in a Barbie head during a reroot. I give you a picture of what happens inside a Barbie head during the transformation. Normally you don't see what happens inside, you have to work blindly. But I have an idea how to show you what happens inside. Now. So for this video I would like to quote Albert Einstein: I have no special talents, but I'm only passionately curious. So welcome to my channel. I'm Busybee from Germany. My dear viewers, today I want to show you what happens inside a Barbie head. You know, these heads are too tight to show you what happens inside when we do a Barbie doll hair transformation. You know how to fix Barbie hair, how to reroot, what happens inside the head. And for this reason, and for the reason of the pandemic, I created myself this model. It's basically, we have a look inside what is in there. So we have a look in her head. That's what I created out of cardboard. And the cardboard demonstrates the inside of our Barbie head. I perforated the head already with some holes for my hair, and I'm going to use two different kinds of hair and a pink shade. I'm going to change the color after every streak I use, to show you how this works for the lock and loop method. And I also got myself this rerouting tool. Let's try the method later, but at first I want to start with the lock and loop method, and why it's my favorite method when doing reroots. Let's start. So I can't really see what I'm doing inside the head. That is normal. I can't simply see it when I'm doing a reroot, and we do this. And then I push. Here you see it. I push it into the head, and then a sec. So let's try this. So I push the needle into the head. The hair also comes into my head, and normally I would pull it down until I would be able to see it hanging out of the head here. So I can't do it here because my model is a little bit taller. And what I basically do is I try to keep a loop about this large, and then I'm going to do my next step. Try to keep in mind that I have to go through my loop. That's why it's called lock and loop method. So I go through my thread, through my needle, and then we use the second streak here. And then we push our second streak through the head. I keep this and I move this one here. was a bit too tight. It was a bit too tight. So, and then we push another time our needle through the head. So and then we push it another time through. Now I can secure them a little bit. So, and I think you are seeing what we are doing with the lock and loop method and our model head out of cardboard. So, and now we need another blunt streak. Here a little bit so that our loops stay in place. When you do this on a Barbie head, you have to push a little, and I have done now because the loop is bigger inside our head here. But just for reasons of demonstrations, I make shorter loops here. Let's go and do another streak, but I think you can basically understand what I'm doing here and how this works. Normally the streaks are outside of the head, you won't see it. That's what is inside of the head. That's what a sewing machine in a Barbie head does. So we are imitating a sewing machine when you want to express it in this way. So we are human sewing machines now. So have a look. And that's what you do all inside of the head. That is the lock and loop method, and you would do it until you have no holes on her head anymore. So, and what happens when you suddenly realize this is happening? So, you have no connection anymore to this streak because you did here a mistake and you didn't catch this streak as it should have been, and now it is not working anymore because you can move this out, or to fix it you move this streak here out and you cook a little bit of water and you push the head together like this and try to find the last streak you had connection with, and you move it out of the head until it's here again, and then you start again. You start here again, like we did it before. It's just important when you have left your streak that you go back to the last streak you can find, which you rerouted, and when you make connection, then you can start normally again. It's not very hard to do it when you just need to be a little bit patient, of course. Rerouting is nothing for humans with no patience. So if you are an impatient human, don't do it, because it's really something to do when you have patience, because you need patience. It's good when you need to meditate or something like this. Then you can do it all day long and think and think and think things through. So, and now you can simply start again like before. So, this is no problem at all. Problems are here to be solved. And I hope you understand what happens inside the head when we fix the Barbie hair with a reroot. So, everything is no problem. That's basically what happens inside. That's a good example. When you miss on the 2 streaks, you would be able to push this one out again, but you have to find a way that you connect the streaks so that they stay inside our head. So I continued a little bit here with my little reroot, and you can see you can go in any direction you want. Even in the middle would be no problem, as long as you keep them all connected. And from the outside, it's looking wild. We would have to flatten them, of course. So, that's how you would basically fix. You can also do the fix when you have left most of the hair of the doll inside the head, but you realize some of the streaks inside the head are missing. Then you can also do this little Barbie doll transformation. It's basically always the same. We always imitate a sewing machine when we're doing this, or the lock and loop method. And from all what I've seen with this rerooting tool is that you use it in this way. You have to keep the hair under pressure so that it cannot go out of. There is a little gap between the 2 rerooting tool parts. I'm going to show you a photo so that you can see it better. It's not as long as on other rerooting tools, but basically how this works is you push this into the head, and then you have and then you take a second streak and you grab it with your tool, and then you also push this into the head, and then you take the next streak repeat the process, and then you get another streak in our head. I think you see what it is looking like. You see, these hairs have no connections inside. They are not connected like with the lock and loop method. And that's the big method when you use the rerooting tool. It's Yeah, you have no connections. The hair has no connections. You would have to glue it inside the head, so you have loops inside the head, but you don't have any connections. They don't have any connection in the head, and that's why you have to glue it in the head, because you are able to push them out if you don't glue them. So that's basically the difference between the lock and loop method and the rerouting tool method. My dear viewers, that's what happens inside a Barbie head while we fix the Barbie. That's what happens inside the Barbie doll transformation. So I hope you understand now what happens inside the head during a reroot. I hope you could learn something in this video. You understand the techniques, how they are different. You stay passionately curious. See you in the next weeks. I'm Busybee from Germany, and Busybee from Germany is my channel, so you can share, like and subscribe if you want. You get new videos as soon as they are ready. See you in the next weeks. Your Busybee from Germany. Bye!